Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Steven here, Northwest Small Batch Brewing, and today the topic is clear beer. How do you get clear beer? Do you even need to have clear beer? Let's answer the second, the latter of the two questions first, shall we? It's always been my opinion that clear beer is kind of silly. It doesn't have anything to do with the flavor or the taste of your beer. It's all visual. And is why I get frustrated that the clarity of your beer is in part what they judge you on certain beers at, beer judging festivals. I just think that's crazy, Good beer is good beer. It has nothing to do with clarity. I mean, if it tastes good, it tastes good. Anyway, that's just my opinion. I generally don't use any kind of techniques to clear my beer because I just don't think it's necessary, At any rate, let's get to it. Let's start with commercial beer. So, commercial beer, you're going to have a hard time as a home brewer competing with that. If you're trying to make a beer look as good as a commercial beer, it's not impossible, but they just have techniques that we just don't really necessarily need to do at the homebrew level, so we don't. They use fining just like we do, and I'll talk about that in a second. But they also use filters at the commercial level, right? They filter, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them filter their beer. So they're filtering out the yeast and other things that cause cloudiness to give you this clear beer. And some of them pasteurize. So they do all these things that we don't really do at our level because, again, going back to my first point, it just is not necessary. It doesn't change the beer, I guess if you're a very visual person and it really, gets to your OCD, otherwise there's really no reason for it. But anyway, so what causes the cloudiness, right? I mean, in order to know how to fix it, you need to know what causes it. Right? Well, there's really three things that cause cloudiness in beer. The first thing is tannins. I don't know if you ever heard that old adage that you shouldn't squeeze the bag because you're going to squeeze the grain tannins and make your beer, tannic or bitter or whatever. Which is not true, by the way. That's not true. But that's where tannins come from. They come from the husk that's on the outside of the grain. That adds to your beer, and that causes cloudiness. The other way you can get cloudiness is protein, right? There's protein in a lot of the grain and adjuncts that you put in your beer, and that protein causes cloudiness. And then the last thing that causes cloudiness is yeast. Just suspended yeast, right? It doesn't always flocculate all the way out, and that floating around in there can cause some haziness. So, by the way, talking about protein. So let's start with that because I've got 5 ways to help clear your beer. Okay, and the first one has to do with the proteins. So proteins in your beer generally come from your dark grains and your we'll call them non-barley grains, right? We know that adding oats creates haziness, wheat, rye, that kind of stuff can add to the haziness. So the first way to help get a clearer beer is to limit how many of those non-barley grains that you're using in your beer. So if you're making like a lager and you're trying to make a super clear lager, you want to limit those grains. So maybe instead of using oats, which is what I use for both mouthfeel and head retention, maybe you use something like carapils, instead. All right, number 2, second way to kind of clear your beer. I use Werflick, but it's basically Irish moss. Either way, and you put that in at the end of your boil, or like say the last 10 minutes of your boil. And what it does is it causes the proteins in the beer to sort of coagulate. You can even see it once you throw that in. To the pot, if you watch, like you get these giant mushroomy looking clouds of protein, and they will start to coagulate or whatever you want to call it, and they'll sink to the bottom of your pot. That's why a lot of people will say don't pour that last little bit that's in the bottom of the pot into your fermenter, because that's just going to cause cloudiness, because all that is the proteins that have kind of come out of solution. Number 3, the third way to help clear your beer is, remember I said yeast can cause haziness because it's, floating around in there. Well, you ought to look for a high flocculating yeast. And if you just look at yeast packets or look them up online, they'll usually tell you, how much of it will flocculate out. The higher the flocculation, right, that means it's going to fall out of solution. So, medium to high level flocculating yeast will help with having a clearer beer, because that yeast won't be floating around in your beer as much. Number 4. This one I use because it's easy, but mostly just when I'm doing like a lager or something like that. But to be honest with you, I don't do it very often. And that is using a fining agent. Now, I use gelatin, and I think gelatin is probably the most common one that people use because it works fantastic. It's kind of a no-fail way to do it. The problem is, of course, that it's not vegan. So if you are worried about giving your beer to somebody who might be vegan, you probably shouldn't use gelatin. The right thing to do is make sure you tell people, hey, I cleared this beer with gelatin, or make sure they're not vegan. That being said, there are alternatives, like at the homebrew store or online. You can get fining or clearing agents that will work like gelatin that are vegan, or vegan friendly. So you can do that. And finally, number 5, the last way to help clear your beer is cold crash, right? Cold crash and time, I guess you could also say. So the longer you let your beer sit, and if you cold crash it, it will help. Cold crashing helps get all that stuff in suspension to fall down out of suspension. It's harder for it to stay in suspension when it's cold. And time, it just takes time, Again, another reason why people will often say, and I follow this rule, I generally don't, every one of my beers, it takes a month. They sit in the fermenter for a month before I put them in a keg for drinking. And some people do even longer than that. You just have to find a happy medium. But there's more to a beer than just fermenting it and then saying, okay, well, it's at its final gravity, it's ready. No, it's not ready. There's lots more stuff going on in there. Give it time. Time is that fifth ingredient that people forget about when they're making their beer. And it makes a huge difference, especially between getting a beer that tastes like a new beer, a young beer, we'll call it, right? A young beer just you can tell, right? A beer that's had time to mature and sit, and it's a world of difference. That first beer off the keg always is the worst. The last beer you pull off a keg, always the best. Hey, that's all I got for you today. I'll be back next week for another video. Thanks for stopping by. And until I see you, keep on brewing.